Hey everyone, this is Larry. Welcome back to TodayIFeelLike.com. Today we're going to take a look at the SandMarc hybrid filters. These are polarized neutral density filters. So let's go check them out. All right, so here we have it. This is the SandMarc hybrid filters. You can see this says this is a polarized, these are polarized neutral density filters for iPhone. However, with this clip, it should work with other phones as well. So we can see here on the side, it's going to say it's just some contact information. And then on the back here, it's going to give us some information. It says SandMarc hybrid filters combine the depth of field and controlled shutter speeds of an ND filter with the vibrant colors and contrast of a polarizer filter. So there you have that. So it tells you what's included, but we're actually going to take a look at it inside. It says compatibility works with the iPhone 11, 11 Pro, and 11 Pro Max. That's what I have. It's also going to work with the iPhone XS Max, XS, XR, X8 Plus, and the 8, and then all the other ones here. So yeah, anyways, let's go ahead. Let's just open this box up right quick and see what we get inside the box here. So let's see. Yeah, that looks like that's everything right here. So let's open up the package and see what it looks like. So this is the little pack it comes in. It's a little case, and we can see here that there are 3 areas because there's 3 filters. So we have this one here, and this is going to be, let's see, let's just take this out of the plastic so we can see which filter it is. So because there are 3 different filters on there, so let's see if we can get through this, and there we go. All right, and we'll set this off to the side, and we have right here, this is the ND 16, so we can see that there. That is the ND 16 PL, so we'll slip that back in there. And then this one is probably going to be the 32. If that was the 16, this should be the 32. So let's check that out. And let's see, this is going to be there we go. That is, oh no, that's the 64 actually. So that is the ND, that's the ND 64 PL. So we'll stick that back in there. And then we have, last but not least, this should be the 32. So let's now take a look and see that. So let's see, what do we have? There we go. And yep, there we go. So that is the SandMarc ND32. So yeah, so that's it here. And the way this works is that once it's mounted, you just simply roll that right there, and you can then adjust your polarization on there. So yeah. Now there is supposed to be a clip that comes in here. So let's see if I get my clip, and that maybe that's on the, it looks like there's a little pocket area on the bottom. So yep, there we go. So there is the clip right there. And so let's actually open this up and get this plastic off of here. There's all this cellophane plastic over everything, which I don't really think they need it. I'd rather prefer if they save the money and save the planet, you know. But there it is. So that is the clip here. And so you just mount this. You screw the filter on there. This mounts to the back of your camera. And let's try the 32. We'll put the 32 on there, or this is a 64 actually. So we'll put the 64 on there. We'll just screw it on, and just like that, it is screwed on and in place. And now we can take our phone here, and we'll just open up the camera there, and so we can see there it's like that. And we just need to actually mount this over top of the lens there. So we'll just, let's see here, we'll put that right there, and let's get this going. Actually, I think it mounts relatively easy because because the filter is so big that there you go. You have it on there, and there is, you can see right here how it is. It's a little bit easier sometimes if you have a way of seeing through the filter, but the 64 is pretty dark. So, but yeah, I'll have to get this properly aligned up just to make sure it's lined up right. But this is really, it should block out a fair amount of light there. So you can see that when I took it off there, it really just sort of like went super white for a moment because the exposure has to adjust right here for this filter. And then when I take it off, it just goes really bright for a moment because it has to readjust. So anyways, I'm going to take this outside and try it out and see how this thing really performs. Now, one thing I noticed right off the bat is that there is no place to actually store this clip on here. So there's pouches or pockets for the filters, but there's actually no place to store the actual clip. So, you know, it's easy to lose things like this or forget them. So what I'd recommend doing is just simply clipping it right here onto the, right onto the little flap right there, and that should work for you. So that way at least you don't lose it and it stays with the actual pouch, because otherwise this little piece right here could be easy to lose and then you're kind of out of luck. So the SandMarc hybrid filters are going to give you the best of two types of filters. It's going to give you a polarizer filter and a neutral density filter in one. So you don't have to worry about carrying around two different types of filters with you or stacking filters. You will have the hybrid filter that you can use when you need it. All right, so here we are. I'm shooting directly into the sun. You can see there's all kinds of reflections on the water. There's no detail in the sky. There's sort of a halo effect. That's where the sun is. And let's go ahead and put on the 64 PL here. So let's pop this right over top of our lens, and just like that, you can see we now have some detail in the sky. There is a lot of the reflection is gone off of the water. And overall, you can just see more in the image there. So it gives it a totally different look than what you had before. We'll go ahead and take this off again, and we will see that everything in the sky area is just blown out. You can see a lot of the water is just blown out as well. There's a lot of reflection. And then when we put this on here, we can see now that there's some more detail in the water and there's more detail in the sky. And so, yeah, this is a 64 right there. So it's an interesting effect. But let's go ahead and I'm going to show you what kind of effect this has when you're using it with motion, so that you can slow down your shutter speed. Right now, with the filter on, we are at 1/62 of a second, and with it off, we are at 1/685th of a second. So there is a very big difference. There's a whole lot of light being knocked down when using this filter. All right, so here we are. I'm shooting outside. I'm at about 32 ISO, 4K, 24p, and I'm shooting at about 1/600th of a second here. So you can see that there's everything, because it's really fast shutter speeds, it's going to be freezing and it's not a very cinematic look. So I'm going to go ahead and put the hybrid filter on and try that out, and we'll see how it makes a difference. All right, so the hybrid filter is now on, and the shutter speed is all the way down to a 1/40th of a second. And so it is going to give us a much more cinematic look. You're going to have sort of that motion blur that's happening that you don't get with really high shutter speeds. And so when you actually freeze the frame from an instance, when you take a picture or take a still of one of the video frames, you will see how you're getting much more motion blur on here than you were if you were using a faster shutter speed. All right, so we were able to take some footage with and without the hybrid filter. Let's take a look at a couple of still shots so we can really see the effect that the hybrid filter has with motion blur. And so the first still frame we're going to look at is without the filter. And as we can see here, everything is frozen. There is no motion in there at all. Everything is frozen, and that is because my shutter speed was very high. It was about 1/685th of a second, something like that. So it was a very fast shutter speed, and as a consequence, everything in the image is frozen. Now, let's pop up a still shot with the hybrid filter on, and we can see here that there is plenty of motion blur, and the 32 ND PL filter was able to drop down and knock a lot of that light out. So we were down to 1/40th of a second, and as a consequence, you can see there's lots of motion blur, so you're going to get that nice cinematic motion when you're shooting video with this hybrid filter. All right, so there we have it. That is a look at the SandMarc hybrid filters. These are great if you are a mobile filmmaker, a photographer, and you're looking for a better way to help control your exposure. I think these filters can really help. I like the fact that there's a clip that comes with them so you can use them with multiple phones. And I like the fact that they have threads on there, so if you already have SandMarc lenses, you can actually mount the filters right to your lenses and use them that way. So anyhow, I'm going to leave a link to them down below, to the product down below in the video description so that you can check them out. I'm also going to leave a link to my Amazon page so you can see all the products that I've reviewed over time. And I hope you enjoyed seeing this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. And please subscribe to my channel. And follow me on Facebook. And I am Larry with TodayIFeelLike.com. Thanks for coming back to see me. Come back and see me soon. And until next time, love, peace, and hair grease. Peace.